Do you have a desire to get your book written? Maybe you've been sitting on the idea for some time and you're wondering, do you really have what it takes to actually write your book? Well, today, what I want to dive in and talk about is the 4 questions you must ask yourself to know if you should actually move forward and write your book after all. The first question that I tell every aspiring author to consider is, what is your why? The truth is, if you're writing your book for the wrong reasons, you're not going to have the momentum you need to actually see the writing process through. Writing a book requires a lot of you. You're going to need to sacrifice time, money, effort, and it can often push you so far out of your comfort zone that many people become uncomfortable or question if they have what it takes. But here's what I learned. When you have a strong and a powerful why and you anchor that, you always make room for the how. When I wrote my first book, my why was to leave a legacy for my daughter. So even when I didn't know how I would find the time to write, when my alarm clock went off, I remembered that, you know what, laying in bed and hitting the snooze button isn't going to allow me to leave the legacy that I deeply desire to leave. Maybe your why is to have an impact, and you hoping, wishing, waiting, wondering, and sitting on this book idea is also not going to afford you the opportunity to have that impact. So I want you to really dig deep and consider your why. And if your why is powerful, that's a telltale sign that you should be writing this book. The second question is, can you not write it? And what I mean by this is, what would happen if you actually don't go forward and write the book? What would change in your life? Where would you be? How would you feel about not accomplishing this goal? Maybe as you sat with that question, you started to feel that stirring in your spirit and you really started to get angry or agitated with the thought process of not bringing this goal to fruition. And if so, that is also a telltale sign that you need to be writing this book, and you need to be writing it now. I'm a firm believer that what's desired by you is available to you. And the idea and the thought process of writing a book wasn't laid on your heart in vain. Less than 3% of the population actually go forward and write a book, and less than 20% of that 3% of the population actually publish. Don't let that be you. Someone, somewhere is waiting on you to do what you're called to do. So it's time to show up and commit to it. The third question to consider is, are you willing to authentically show up as you? We don't need a bunch of copycat authors or people online sharing the same information. There's a million books written that are autobiographies. There's a million books written on healing. There's a million books on finance, but none of those books have your exact voice. None of those books have your authentic approach and perspective. And your authenticity is your greatest asset. So how are you leveraging that? If you want to write a book just to mirror and match what every other book and author says on that very topic, you're wasting your time. But if you're ready to share your voice and you know that the world needs to hear it, then writing a book is for you. The fourth question that you really want to consider as an aspiring author is, does this book align with where it is that I'm headed? You can't stay in your current reality and your current way of thinking and create the future that you want at the same time. When you think about the process of writing a book, you have to understand that this book is going to expand not only your awareness, but your capacity for what's available in the future for you. Books create amazing opportunities for you to connect with new people, for you to create businesses, for you to show your expertise and your authority in this world. And if you just want to play small and you have no big vision for writing a book or where it could potentially lead you, it's time to really sit with the question about if you should be writing the book to begin with. If on the flip side, you know that you're called to something greater, you know that you desire way more, and you're one of those people that always ponder and ask, like, there's got to be more to life than this, then I'm telling you, that is a telltale sign that this book was laid on your heart on purpose. So let me ask you, what is your why? Do you know that it's powerful? Is it one of those whys that wake you up every morning and keep you up at night? What about your feelings about the idea, the mere thought that you may not be able to write this book? Does it stir your spirit, make you feel disappointed or let down? Are you willing to authentically show up as yourself and share your voice with the world? Do you know that your future looks so bright and you have so many ideas for what's to come? If you answered yes to these questions, my friend, This is your official call to stop playing small and write that book. If you're wondering how you can bring your book vision to life, I have just the thing for you. In my complimentary Write Your Book in 30 Days training, I walk you through the process of writing, publishing, and prospering your book in 9 simple strategies, but more importantly, in only 30 days. So if you're ready to make that happen, check out the show notes where you can get the details to join us. And I cannot wait to see you there.